Yes, I've started recording.
Alright.
Oh, it's about to start in 7 seconds. And 5,
Oh,
4,
I am slightly ahead
3,
for once.
2, 1. Welcome everyone
There
to
we go.
Future Game Show. I don't really have any past knowledge on any other future game shows. I'm guessing this is just a thing made for this particular summer in the current pandemic. But yes.
Potentially. I'm not sure either.
Alright then, let's have a look. So, from what I understand, we're supposed to have Square Enix, Sega, Ubisoft, and 2K at the very least showing up.
Those are the ones that were listed, yeah, so I suppose they're the mainstays for this event.
Should be interesting to see what they've got in store. And there it is! We start off with a world premiere. Been getting a lot of those lately. The music suggests Ghost of Tsushima, but that already came out. Could it be Ghost of Tsushima DLC?
Nah, this music is suddenly not very Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah, looks a bit too modern. Die by the Blade. Okay. Oh, it's a Kickstarter project. Okay.
Hello, and welcome to the
technically a
Future
thing
Game
yet.
Show. I am
Oh yeah,
Debbie
that's
May
right. So
West,
this show is going to be
otherwise known
hosted
as
by
Meryl
some of the main
Silverberg
stars
from
from the
the
Metal Gear Solid
series to many of you.
series, the one who
And that
plays
Oh.
trailer
Meryl,
was Die
and of
by
course
the Blade.
David Hayter, from what I've
But we're
heard.
going to have more of that in just a few minutes, plus a few more surprises to pull out of the box here, incling my co-host.
Maybe we're getting in
David?
a Metal Gear
David,
announcement.
are you there?
Just
Switching to a
imagine.
secure channel.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Seriously, David, come on. It's been over 20 years.
Yes, you'll be doing this till the end of time, unfortunately.
But of course.
Snake, you talk too much. Can we just get on with the show?
Oh god, did they actually have to
That's
pay
what happens
Konami money to
every
do
time I
this?
call him.
Hey everyone, I'm David Hayter, and it is so great to be here. And it's so
Well,
great to work
Konami
with
still
you and
technically
Debbie,
own it,
who
don't they?
remain my
Yeah.
absolute favorite rookie.
All the same though, that
Over the next
was,
80 minutes, we
okay,
are going
that's
to
a
be
pretty
showcasing
creative
some of the
start.
hottest games
Mm-hmm.
coming to current and next-gen consoles in the form of never-before-seen gameplay footage and developer interviews.
We've also got
Ooh.
world premieres, exclusive trailers, and a few surprises in store.
Let's kick things off by taking a deeper dive into Die by the Blade with its lead designer.
Oh, I guess we're gonna look some more at Die by the Blade. Okay then.
And some gameplay, or early gameplay, since this is going into Kickstarter, as they said.
So a one-on-one samurai game by the looks of things.
Hill. I'm a lead designer of Die by the Blade game. We're a super small team here in Košice, Slovakia, building the fighting game.
Oh, it's a
where you are
fighting
going to
game?
build
Like-
various
I
weapons
think
from
so.
the past,
That's what he
depending,
just said.
Something along the lines of
European
Soul
weapons as
Calibur,
well.
where most of the
The main
gameplay is with
premise, the main idea
swordplay.
that we have is to have one hit-kill combat system where you or your opponents can die by just one good hit to the head or to the torso. We're also trying to merge two eras together. The historic Japan and their awesome fighters, samurai, and the new era of our or even semi-futuristic world where you will be able
Of course,
to
merging
fight on
the
streets,
ancient
fight
with
on
futuristic
the hills,
technology.
in the shrines, and in the nature, so
Not
that you can
unlike Black
experience the world
Panther.
we are building around you. What we're trying to achieve is to have this feeling of fear when you fight for your life, that you can
It
die
does look
anytime,
pretty
by
nifty,
just
especially for a
single mistake,
Kickstarter
but you also
game.
can kill your opponent
Yes.
if he does just one mistake. Fights are short and extremely intense, and we're trying to build that into.
You know,
the
it's
area.
quite something when you
Thank you guys for
have
tuning
a
in.
Kickstarter
If
by
you're
a very
interested,
small indie
please
team that
follow
has
us
far
on
more
our
gameplay
social
to show
media,
off, even though it's
Facebook,
still in
on
conceptual
Instagram,
stage.
and on,
Like,
Discord.
far more
Thanks for
gameplay to
tuning
show
in
off
about the
than a
game,
lot of the AA or
and,
AAA stuff
thanks
we
again for
saw
watching.
at
Yeah.
yesterday's stream.
I know, right?
Quite something.
It really does say quite a bit. Okay, so Die by the Blade looks pretty nice.
Consoles in 2021.
What's
Our
next?
next game looks like a Revolver Ocelot cheese dream set to a techno beat.
Wait. What does a David Hayter cheese dream look like?
It involves a lot of cheese.
Okay, definitely one improvement is the announcers here with all that
Also a rhythm game.
Interesting.
A rhythm action game.
A rhythm action shooter game. Fascinating. I swear though, with all this Metal Gear trivia being thrown around in this stream, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually get a Metal Gear announcement.
Like, I know these streams, like, some of them tend to have reference humor anyway, but they're laying this particular one on quite thick.
I mean, they literally opened with a Metal Gear Solid animatic. So, yeah, that is...
As for what we're seeing here, this would actually be my type of thing. I mean, yeah, it is a shooter, but it is a rhythm game, and I do like those. Bit too much red, however.
Yeah, quite a lot of red.
Don't really see with red very well.
And yeah, it seems like the idea is to shoot in time with the rhythm here and there.
I like that.
Let's see, so first there was literally, there was Zelda with that rhythm game, and now shooting.
Yeah,
in
Cadence of
rhythm.
Hyrule.
Minute is being developed by Awe Interactive and will be available on
Bullets
PS4,
per minute.
PC, and Xbox One on September 15th. This next game opened our previous show, which for some reason was hosted by Nolan North. And today, we're joined by Team Kill Media,
What are you,
who put
salty at
together
Nolan
this
North,
exclusive
David?
look at PS5's cosmic horror shooter,
PS5
Quantum
game.
Error.
World premiere, of course.
World premiere.
Hey everyone, my name is Micah Jones, owner, lead developer / artist at Team Kill Media. I'm here to present to you for the first time an early preview of Quantum Error's gameplay. Quantum Error is a cosmic horror FPS where you take on the role of Jacob Thomas, a firefighter captain in the Garboa Fire District, sent to help save personnel from the burning Manad facility 30 miles off the coast of San Francisco. This gameplay preview takes place a few levels into the game when your partner has gone missing and you are trying to track him down before it's too late. This footage is early and still heavily in development, so all is subject to change and improve. And with that, here we go.
First-person action of sorts. Yeah, I do see what you mean though, Sheree. So far we've gotten a much better establishment of having gameplay for each game shown compared to the ratio of, yesterday's stream.
I mean, yesterday's stream was, to be fair, it was more even than a lot of others I could mention, but it still wasn't great. This is a lot better, actually. Also, hello, Pedro.
Hey Pedro, you missed the awesome Metal Gear Solid opening with Meryl and Solid Snake. Yeah.
There's actually a lot of Metal Gear humor throughout this already.
To the point where I'm wondering if Konami may be sneakily hinting at a new Metal Gear game because
Yeah,
from what I
because there's
recall,
way too much of it, from what we've seen so far.
I'm not gonna get my hopes up. And even and hell, even if they did announce it, I don't want a Metal Gear game with Hudson.
calling it now, if there is a new Metal Gear game, Konami will have hired Kojima's studio.
Kojima never wants to do anything with Konami ever again, Joe.
No, he this is the man who basically went on an absolute rampage on Twitter about them when they first fired him. They're never going to work together ever again.
True that.
that it wasn't an amicable breakup, Jova.
Trust me, everyone heard about that breakup. Oh god.
But you haven't missed much so far, Pedro.
Basically what was shown so far was an interesting Kickstarter that I mistook to be DLC for Ghost of Tsushima at first, but now it turns out to be a one-on-one samurai fighting sword play gameplay, which is in a futuristic Japanese setting.
No, Ghost of Tsushima is only getting Legends, which is a free update anyway. It's not DLC.
Not that I would mind DLC from what I've heard and seen of that game.
No. In terms of single player, the only thing I would want added for patches would be a skip cutscenes option and a new game plus option.
Yeah.
Except from that, not really any need for anything else.
The only other thing after that, before what we're seeing now anyway, was an FPS rhythm game, which looked actually quite interesting.
Yeah. So far, there's been.
So have you guys heard about what happened?
Regarding.
Let's just say some recent Sega happenings have happened that people noticed.
Oh.
You guys are familiar with it.
Okay. No, I actually have.
If it's anything to do with what may be happening here,
Yeah.
I don't want to know. So,
Don't worry, we'll talk about it after.
sure, like whatever it is, if it shows up here, if it doesn't, tell me anyway.
Let me guess. Something got leaked, but don't tell me what it was.
Sure. Well, here's the thing, Jova. The sad part is that I actually do have a friend that actually has seen it on their website before they removed it. But
what is this now?
That's all I'll say for now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not saying it will be revealed today, but it was on their website at one point.
Sure. Well, there are a lot of streams, happening these days.
It's not even one of those cases where someone showed like a screenshot of their website before it got taken down because like that can be easily faked in Photoshop. No. A friend of mine here from Portugal actually did check it for himself, the website, before it got taken down, and he was the one that told me. So
Okay.
I actually heard it from someone who actually checked the website itself, not from second sources.
Oh boy. Well, I am none the wiser, so I guess we'll wait and see if it shows up here. All the same, though, yeah, the show has been pretty good so far. There's been a good ratio of explaining about the games and showing gameplay. And I think what's also helped is the Metal Gear comedy as well. There's been a few references here and there. I think my favorite one was Meryl saying, "Snake, we've been doing this for 20 years. We're really doing this again?"
It's like the basic point is that it's for the same reason that I wouldn't want a Layton game to be made without Hino. I mean, like him or not, he is the soul of that series.
Yeah, so apparently this game is called Quantum Error.
Oh, we already knew about this game.
Quantum Error.
Well, this
is
one they didn't call a
PS5,
world premiere,
PS4.
I don't think.
Oh,
Now we're going on a journey
Lord of the
to
Rings
Middle
game?
Earth
Hey, Gollum,
to
what are
learn
you doing?
more about Lord of the Rings, Gollum, with a mix of puzzling, stealth, and parkour.
Oh,
The
so a game where you play
explores
as
Gollum's
Gollum.
alter ego as Schmeagol, where he wrestles with his true identity. How you doing over there, David? You wrestling with your true identity?
Yeah, I don't know if David Hayter's like great pals with Meryl's voice actress, but from the interaction they've had, it sounds like they're
David
great
Hayter is
friends.
actually friends with a lot of the Metal Gear voice actors.
Okay. I guess that would explain why they
Hello.
chose these two to
I'm
host.
Frida
They've been pretty
Haberstrom
good
from
so
Daedalic
far.
Entertainment, and I'm currently working on the Lord of the Rings Gollum as a project manager. Right now we are working on the Lord of the Rings Gollum, which is an action-adventure with a big focus on storytelling. We are aiming for an all-round
Is Andy Serkis gonna
experience where
reprise his
gameplay
role?
and story go hand
Would
in
not
hand to create
surprise
the
me.
ultimate
Because, I
Gollum.
mean, it wouldn't really be Gollum without
True
Andy
to the Daedalic tradition
Serkis.
of game,
True
we immerse
that.
players deeply in Gollum's inner conflict, to tell a very personal story in front of the epic world-changing events in Middle-earth, interwoven with the
Press
stilted
X
character.
to precious.
Gameplay-wise, we have a range between some tactical stealth, some environmental puzzles, climbing challenges, and fast-paced parkour action. Gollum is not exactly a fighter who charges into battle. Players will have to weigh their options for every encounter. Dialogues play a very important role as well. Here you can see our inner conflict minigame where you have to decide for either Gollum
Interesting.
or
So you can
Smeagol.
swap between the
In
two
this case,
personalities, which
the
have
green
different
options
attributes
are
to
the
them.
Smeagol options and the red ones are the Gollum options. And you, as a player, have to manifest a choice. So you have to press a button multiple times in order to manifest your option. but the options are also flying around the screen, so it's not that easy, and it also can happen that sometimes the player has another outcome than expected, but this is also depending on choices the player made. Whether the player is more on Golem's or Smeagol's side, some options will be easier or harder to get.
So,
In the Lord
I'll
of the
give
Rings
him
Golem,
credit
we
here. A
want to
gameplay
show
centered
some
strictly
familiar
around Golem is
locations
not something
which
I
have
would have
never been
expected, but it
seen
looks like there's a lot of
such
effort
detail
put into
before
it.
or in close-up. So here we have the Barad-dûr outskirts, where you can see the warp preparations going on. Will be coming to current
The
and
Lord of
next-gen
Rings
Sony and
Golem.
Microsoft consoles, Nintendo Switch and PCs in late 2021.
Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks again to Sadie for that insight. Lord of the Rings Gollum is coming to PC and all relevant consoles in 2021.
Well, I guess we should pray to God that Xbox
Now,
Series
PC
X will
players
remain
might be
relevant
familiar
enough
with
to
our
be
next
counted
title,
amongst the
Terrifying
relevant.
Song of Horror. But we're pleased to announce that the game is coming to new platforms
Oh.
with this exclusive trailer.
Exclusive.
Isaac, my dear friend, you don't know what you've done with that.
Oh, would you say it's a cursed box?
Or a diabolical box.
Pandora's box.
Well, actually, sure. Pandora's box was not a music box.
I know.
He listened to a forbidden music box.
Hello?
And now, a presence is chasing him.
Is that music?
Okay, note to self, do not mess with music boxes.
Okay, interesting way to go with an 80s movie trailer style. He doesn't know what is up against. All these great reviews that even though I don't know what game it is.
Horror, you are never safe. Play as 13 unique characters to save Daniel from his imminent
What if I don't want to save Daniel from his imminent doom?
Well, then don't play the game now.
Just let him die.
Explore and investigate the scariest of places.
I feel like I may have seen this game from somewhere before. I mean, I
Well,
guess
they said this is a port, so it's
an exclusive port. Like, it's weird calling a port exclusive.
No,
like,
the trailer is exclusive to this stream.
Oh. It's a weird way to advertise something. Find only on this stream, even though people will probably hear news about it outside of the stream.
Yeah, it's just where the trailer is debuting. Although I'm not sure what this game is either.
Of course, it's coming out on Halloween.
That's another trailer.
Once you listen to it, nothing can save you.
Song of Horror. There you go. Coming out on October 29th, in time for Halloween 2 days later.
That's right. Song of Horror is coming to PS4 and Xbox One on October 29th.
It looks like it could be
and is available
creepy.
now on Steam.
Well, after that, I think it might be time to turn our attention to an array of games that are a little more soulful.
Hey,
and
Dwibs!
contemplative.
You've been missing
like
out on
Meryl.
some top-notch
Now,
Metal
one of these
Gear
games
Solid
is set
humor,
around a rotating
even right
apartment
down
block,
to
and
the
another
Snake and
where you're
Meryl
shrunk
literally
the
showing
size
up
of an
to
ant.
host the
I'm
show.
gonna get in the mood by popping a Phantasm.
I know they're both. I know David Hayter and
What a thrill.
who voices the other one?
I forgot her name.
Why are you singing now, dude?
Not like this.
Are there any games I've missed?
Quite a few
A
actually.
few.
Exclusive.
Let's see, there was this, there's this rhythm-based first-person shooter game, which Yuri actually took an interest to. The show started off with a Kickstarter game, Die by the Blade, which is a Japanese futuristic setting sort of game with one-on-one combat here and there, which looks pretty good. We saw this game called Quantum Error, which looks to be a first-person venture. and we saw this creepy-looking horror game called Song of Horror, which involves you having to save a guy called Daniel from this cursed music box, apparently.
And then there's what we're watching now.
Alright. So is there anything from the big publishers that have missed?
No, we've pretty much just told you everything, I think.
I'm guessing they're doing indie stuff first.
It's been a mix. There's been some indie and some, you know, big publisher stuff.
Merge.
Hey, my name's
They've been spending a decent-ish bit of time on each
Oh,
game,
Alex
so
Kidd.
Wow,
Oh.
I have to say...
I see, they're just showing off a little bit.
I have to say, of all the things this year, I was not expecting the revival of Alex Flipping Kid.
Well, I mean, a few years ago, people weren't expecting Bubsy.
Yeah, you know
is that a new game, though, or is it a collaboration that they're doing with the character?
What, Alex Kidd?
Yeah, Alex Kidd.
It's like what's been happening recently with stuff like Streets of Rage 4. Sega licensed out one of their IPs to somebody.
Yeah, Sega aren't gonna do anything with them.
Basically, sure, it is a new game continuing the Alex Kidd mythos. It's just made by fans who have become developers themselves.
That sounds familiar.
Yes, because we just can't rely on Sega to make games for us anymore. We have to rely on fans. If we
Hey,
want
at
to
least Sega are paying them to do it.
And I'll give Sega credit, they've been doing good with the Yakuza series.
And honestly, it's nice that, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, we can't be bothered, but these people want to do it, so we'll just have them do it. So, you know, it's not too terrible.
Yeah, it's not going to cost us. It's not going to cost us much money. So.
Which makes me wonder if eventually Sega will resort to having the fans make a Sonic Adventure free, or God forbid,
Nintendo could never.
or for God forbid, a Night's
Nintendo,
Dream.
Nintendo already has Koizumi and his team, Shira, which is mostly comprised of people who grew up playing NES and Super Nintendo,
Well,
so they themselves are big fans of.
I think what they. I think what they mean is you know, comparing the two. Sega are not only allowing fan games, provided you aren't making a profit off them, they're actively approaching fans to make their games, whereas Nintendo shut down all fan games.
Guys,
Nintendo go immediately to cease and desist.
Hey guys, that small end game kind of reminds me of a certain AAA first-party Microsoft game, you know.
AAA? That's being incredibly generous, but yeah, it reminds me of
Joe, but don't you mean quadruple A?
That's the initiative game that we haven't seen yet.
It's a stupid term anyway.
So, will Small End be that game from Microsoft, but done better, thus overshadowing another first-party Microsoft game? We'll just have to wait and see.
Sable is a girl who comes from a family of nomads living in a great desert. Our story
Wow, this guy sounds very enthusiastic.
Oh no, she's preparing to leave her family and leaves on a rocket? Interesting.
That was unexpected.
I'm going now to make up my fortune, mother and father. Now giddy up, my rocket steed.
Wait, my daughter. How did you have time to build a rocket?
I have a lot of free time, father.
A lot of free time? I've been making you do your homework, unless that was your homework.
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
What kind of daughter have I raised?
One that will be capable and will return to you prosperous as before. Or dead. But I'm sure that won't happen.
Don't say that!
Help the people of the desert with their everyday
Aw, so you can be the ever so good Samaritan as well.
So what's this? Little red horny? No, that's not. No.
Oh, Little Red Horny. That sounds like a Metal Gear code name.
That's like that sounds like a joke AVGN would make in his Red Riding Hood review.
Sable. Well, it looks nifty.
It's Little Red Riding Hood in a desert.
Uh-huh.
Maybe she just wanted a change of scenery, God.
Yeah, she got fed up of constantly going through that forest. You're going all that way just to give some pastries to that ungrateful grandma of hers.
Yeah.
Or, well, then again, if you're a if you're a series of unfortunate events fan, apparently Little Red Riding Hood is the villain, the one who the one who's apparently a rude little girl terrorizing people.
And then there's the version where Red Riding Hood has sex with the big bad wolf.
Or the one where Little Red Riding Hood knows karate.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's Hoodwink 1 as well, to be fair.
Oh yeah, I mean, I like Hoodwink 1.
Yeah, Hoodwink 2... Ooh. Which is funny, because I remember you didn't think the film was that bad in our commentary, Joe.
I'll say this, even though I didn't think it was that bad, it still did not hold up to Hoodwink 1.
I don't remember any single aspect of that movie whatsoever, to be perfectly honest.
Well, Suri, to be fair, neither did Patrick Warburton, and he was an actor in the movie.
Wait. Was he actually given an interview talking about Hoodwink 2?
Well, apparently he mentioned he doesn't remember anything from the process of making the film.
Wow.
Maybe he was drunk.
Let's see. Tenderfoot Tactics. Yeah, that looks interesting. Reminds me a bit of Wind Waker, actually.
Tenderfoot Tactics will be available.
So, first we had Smallland, which looks to be grounded.
Oh, is this Puyo Puyo?
Puyo Tetris. Yes.
2, apparently.
Here's Andrew Davis from Sega to give us a brand new look at the wonderful world.
More of this.
Yeah, people have really been excited about this for some reason.
Oh no, the crossover is really good. I'm just not good at Puyo Puyo, so I'll stick with the first game and maybe leave this till a lot later.
I'll stick with the Tetris bit.
Yes, that's why I mostly play Tetris 99. But yeah, the crossover is actually fun.
A crossover between Puyo Puyo and Tetris.
There you are. So there you are. Well, I'm not sure if this one was done by Sonic Team, but at least the first one was. Yes, yeah, basically, Sonic Team basically one-upped Ubisoft by oh yeah, we can make a Puyo Puyo. Sorry, we can make a Tetris game without it apparently blowing up the console.
And we'll add Puyo Puyo to it. Why not?
and that's Sonic Team, a developer whose reputation with the fandom seems to flip every day.
Alright. But yeah,
this is a very charming crossover.
Yeah. So, okay, so do they pull a Smash Ultimate and make the Tetris blocks sort of characters in the crossover sense? Or is it mainly in the gameplay?
From what I understand, no.
Okay, so
it's mainly the gameplay.
Yeah, it's just basically sometimes you can have Puyo versus Puyo, Tetris versus Tetris, Puyo v Tetris.
And apparently a
like
mix
say,
of it too.
Yeah, one player plays Puyo Puyo, the other one plays Tetris at the same time.
Wow.
And whoever beats their bit first wins.
There is a story mode.
Nice. Okay. Looks like a pretty good
Tetris
game.
2 is out December 8th for PS4,
Plot twist, this is
Switch,
the only
Xbox
Sega
One,
representation.
and Xbox Series X before launching on PS5 and
I'd be okay
Steam
with
at a
that.
later date.
I like it.
You might be familiar with our next game series. The
Oh,
original
hey,
launched
is
the
this
franchise back in
Mafia?
2002,
Yep.
and
Well,
now
the remake of
it's
it.
been rebuilt
Yeah.
for current-gen consoles.
Oh yeah, I think they did
Features
say
one of which
2K
you can
was
play
in it.
Mafia, the
Yep.
definitive edition.
Although I'm hoping it's not exactly the same trailer we saw yesterday.
Now, we're obviously seeing some differing
Just a handful of
aspects.
stops today.
Bill at the motel was a little short last month.
Yeah, they're actually going to say something about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
This
This is
yesterday
Mafia
we just
2.
had a
This is
trailer.
that's a
This
thing.
is a remake. Okay, thanks, bye.
And we're seeing more gameplay, it seems.
early in Tommy's career. as a
Preview
monster.
build, game not
It's
yet
actually
final,
really
because you
kind of
know
a tough assignment.
because
And
we
the
work
Tommy,
with a
Paulie,
studio
and Sam
sometimes
are
whose
being
reputation
sent out
for
to do a
games
collection
looking
run.
worse
One of
than
the
the
things
review
that this
than
mission also
the
sets
trailers
up
and
is
stuff.
that the Salieri
It's kind of
family
infamous
is
for.
kind of scraping by at this point. Again, we're establishing that there's a rivalry with the Morello crime family. So this collection run is important just to keep them afloat.
Where's the money?
Give me the money or I'll eat all your ingredients and you won't be able to make any bread. That's the worst fate than me shooting you.
I'm gonna break all the eggs.
And eat them.
Shells and
front of
all.
you. Yeah, because I'm hardcore.
In this particular mission, you can go in guns blazing. You can also kind of sneak your way around and use a little bit more stealth. So again, a lot of it is about player preference and really creating the Mafia experience that they want for these specific missions and these specific combat scenarios. When we sat down to do the remake for Mafia, we took a look at all the systems and gameplay mechanics that we knew we wanted to.
You know, I cannot stress enough how lately game remakes feel like they're the anti-equivalent to movie remakes, whereas game remakes are often celebrated and looked at rather fondly, with obviously a few exceptions. Movie remakes tend to be frowned upon and are seen as a lack of creativity, again, with a few exceptions.
I think it's because with movies they tend to, you know, for the sake of nostalgia, remake movies that are already successful regardless of whether they aged well or not, instead of remaking movies that are just bad. You know, Disney's doing Black Cauldron right now, which hopefully will turn out a lot better. But with video games, it's like they've become more dated far quicker than movies do. Like, in the majority of cases, so there's a lot they could actually do to improve a game, even if it was well accepted back at the time. There's a lot more room to do stuff with them.
Well, have you guys seen the 1998 remake of Psycho?
The one with Vince Vaughn?
Yeah, basically, Gus Van Sant decided to experiment and make an almost shot-for-shot remake using the where everything's pretty much exactly the same except the actors.
Yes, I've heard that got very mixed reactions for obvious reasons.
To put it mildly.
So yeah, Mafia Definitive Edition looks like it'll be another
which is interesting. I'd have imagined that to be a film to be like Pedro's pick for worst movie he's seen, considering it's just basically a lazy retelling of the original.
An adventure-filled sandbox set in the escapist
universe.
Will that be so, Pedro?
I'm sorry, what?
I'd have imagined the 98 remake of Psycho would be your least favorite movie, considering it's a movie. It's basically just exactly the same movie you love. It just comes off as inferior as a result.
No, the worst movie, for as terrible as that would be, it would not completely assault every one of my senses like Revenge of the Fallen does.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't like that movie either.
Yeah, look, even as a Bayformers fan of sorts, I cannot tolerate 2 and 5.
I'll still take 5 over 2.
Okay, for those of you
I'll take 5 over 2 and 3 and even 1.
Yeah,
I mean,
5
3.
over 3.
I'm alone when I say this. Don't worry, I'm aware.
I wouldn't really. Okay. I can definitely see taking 5 over 2, but 3. Man, 5 just really sucks.
3's just there.
Yeah, I mean, 3 doesn't really go out of its way to do anything terrible.
Except for Deep Wing. But, yeah.
I mean, he's not even on screen for very long, and he dies.
He's enough for me.
Later this year. Up next is a new mind-bending first-person shooter from developer
I'll admit, the game variety shown on display for the show so far has been pretty nifty as well. Not that there wasn't variety for yesterday's show, but I guess maybe, you know, here it feels a bit more wider.
Oh look, right now, they're just showing here on the recommended channels thing on the side. Right now, when IGN and Gamescom and Lee stream, it just says special events. But on Xbox, on the Xbox Twitch channel, right now they're playing Battlefront 2.
Oh,
I'm the game director.
Interesting.
Working on Lemnis Gate.
Yeah, on PlayStation, they're playing Mortal Kombat 11.
On opening night live.
How nice.
But, today we're here and very excited.
Which Battlefront 2?
I'm assuming the Xbox version.
So Lemnis
No. He's asking which
2005 or
the recent one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is controlled by you. So how this works is the whole game is set inside of a 25-second time loop, and different players take
This
turns
game
adding
looks
characters
nice.
into that time loop. So for example, I'll play a turn for 25 seconds. Every single action I did in that 25 seconds will repeat.
Oh, wait.
Until
Yeah, we saw this yesterday also.
Oh, yeah. This is that 25-second loop first-person shooter game, I think.
Although at least, like, you know, a handful of these in the past few minutes we've seen yesterday, but at least they're actually showing something different this time. We're actually getting gameplay.
Yeah.
5 of you all looping over the same 25.
Or at least more gameplay than we got initially, so.
How it feels or how it plays.
God, I
It's
wonder
kind
if
of like
we'll see
chess
that World of
meets
Warcraft
first-person
game
shooter.
here as well.
It's a game where strategy is just
Also, apparently, from what is understood about that that scene that we saw, really is just going to be still images.
Huh.
It wasn't like an early thing, it seems. At least that's what people are assuming at the moment.
So that's how it's actually going to look in game. Still images.
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, Blizzard are really cheaping out.
We're currently watching a 1 versus 1
Yeah,
game,
like I said, you're being they're being upstaged by 14. I mean, yeah, a lot of 14's cutscenes of people standing around, but at least it's 3D models.
I mean, you're being outdone by Sonic and the Black Knight, a game from the Wii.
From 2009.
Exactly, because like, still images are fine as long as they're interesting enough. Like, again, Black Knight.
Again,
I'm sure there are better examples, but still.
What they literally had going on was a motion comic thing, and that's fine for motion comics, but that's not a substitute for proper in-game cutscenes.
And it went on for a very long time for what it was.
Another cool feature in Lemniscape is what we call
Basically, folks, our general consensus of yesterday's Gamescom show was like, well, it had a lot of good stuff in it, had some pacing problems though, and the ratio. Okay, while there was for the most part gameplay shown, there were some egregious parts which lacked gameplay, especially Unknown 9, which I have no idea what that game's even supposed to be since all we got was a cinematic trailer.
Well, Joe, with the clues in the name, it's unknown.
Hey, Shuri.
Yes.
Maybe what they'll announce today is that the West will also be getting the Game Gear Micro.
Wait.
That thing is way too small.
Hey guys,
yeah, I mean, I could crush it with my thumb.
Hey guys, better bet. Maybe we'll finally hear what the gameplay of Everwild is supposed to be at the show.
PS4 and Xbox One in early 2021.
That's assuming Rare have themselves have figured out.
From developer Merge
Like, I don't understand, like, anything smaller than the Game Gear would be considered a Game Gear Mini.
I know,
like, why
right?
is it that small?
You're making a mini of a handheld console, and mind you, a pretty tiny handheld console by that standard.
Monster Harvest.
Well, actually, no, the Game Gear was actually pretty large as far as
the Game Gear was huge.
That was one of its main criticisms.
The primary issue is more so the fact that this micro version just feels like it's overcompensating.
So, okay, so they went.
It's like they went from one extreme to the other.
So they went from too big for a handle to way too tiny for a handheld.
Oh, no,
I'm pretty sure. I'm not even sure how the hell am I supposed to press the different the A and B button, considering my thumb covers both of them.
You have to.
How the hell am I supposed to play this?
No, I got it, Pedro.
You hold a pin in each hand and just press the buttons with those.
Pedro, I got it. Build a shrink ray from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I guess.
Wait.
Sure,
maybe it's meant for babies.
What the hell is this thing even? Who the hell is this thing even made for?
Isn't it out yet, like anywhere?
Oh, hello, a game about a cat.
All right.
Rhythm games about cats. We're getting lots of those lately.
It feels like half of
very
all
happy.
games today have a cat mascot.
A talking
Exclusive.
What is this then?
Peggy
7.
For
Nintendo
Switch.
Oh yeah, he's using the Peggy system.
What the?
Wait, are you actually talking back to me?
Oh my god, the cat talks! I've never seen that before.
In all its glory.
It should never fall into the hands of
man. Oh, so is it like a point-and-click adventure game or something?
For the rest of my life?
I wonder.
So basically, this cat is Morgana if he were even more miserable.
Man, this is just like in the movies.
This could be very dangerous, and men in red shirts are notoriously unlucky. Hear that, kitty? Adventure awaits.
I can barely.
You sound so excited, honey.
Yeah, well, it ain't all fun and games. We're dealing with lunatics here.
This place is giving me the serious creeps.
Strange and mysterious are why I work this beat.
Wait a minute! Care to explain what's going on here?
Do you ever watch the moon buzz co-op?
I am confusion.
A Wilhelm scream.
And there's a talking cat.
Again, I'm right here. Rude.
Give you this Cthulhu adventure.
Oh,
Okay.
Cthulhu?
Oh, another Nintendo Switch game.
A racing game, apparently. From the binary mill.
A top down? No, no, no. You also look from the side. The biggest little racer. It's coming to
Nintendo Switch.
With new type and career and battle modes.
No, it's Type X career.
So we're just having a little Switch marathon right here?
Oh, you can do it either in car or top down.
Huh. Very interesting perspectives.
I mean, personally, I prefer, when I do racing games, I prefer the camera to be right behind the car.
I tend to prefer racing games that are a little more on the cartoony side.
I don't mind realistic or cartoon. I mean, I'm a Gran Turismo fan.
I guess there's something for everyone here. Oh, look! A Rocket League mode!
Oh. Okay. Subtly Rocket League. Mini Motor Racing X.
Yeah, it looks like a good time. Oh.
Product not yet rated.
It's it's Guy Asleep, the video game.
Oh, a dungeon crawler type of game, apparently.
I swear this is half of all. I swear this is like 3/4 of all indie games now. Dungeon crawlers.
Okay, demonic bird and a blob.
Oh my god, a talking. There's a lot of talking objects in games recently. Talking cats, talking crowns. What next? A talking hand.
We already had that.
And no, the master hand from Smash doesn't count. All it does is either laughs or it goes, oh!
It looks like Gungeon, but a lot less vibrant in terms of the color scheme.
Did they say how long this is going to last?
I have not seen anything suggesting how long the show is going to last.
Neither have I.
Crown trick.
Next Studios. Team 17.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, another Nintendo Switch game.
Okay.
Bunny rabbit?
Or play as a dragon?
Oh, I get it. You have to. For a second, therefore, the game was about stealing someone else's Nintendo Switch.
So you're playing in a storybook by the looks of it. Ain't you naughty?
Gibbous and Mini Motor Racing X will hit Switch later this year, with Inculinati following in 2021.
A little closer to release is Werewolf: The Apocalypse.
Wow,
Heart
that's
of
an
the
80s
Forest,
title if ever I've
which
heard one.
debuted in our June show. And today,
What was the
we're
title
excited
again?
to reveal how you can try
Werewolf.
it for
Something
yourself.
of the apocalypse.
Yeah, that sounds like a movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger
Exclusive.
turns into a werewolf.
We showed our early demo to video game critics. Here's how they reacted.
Say what? The tabletop RPG.
You know, imagine if all the critics they showed who hated the game. Like, what clips would they use? Would they twist them around to make to make it look like they were speaking positively, like that Gold X sword.
Oh god. Or how the team behind PUBG tried to edit certain impressions to make the game seem stunning.
Well, that was what I was on about. I was on about Bubsy 3D. Werewolf, the Apocalypse, Heart of the Forest. Wait, what title is it? Werewolf, the Apocalypse, or Heart of the Forest?
All of them.
It's like yeah, they couldn't make their mind up what title we use, so they just choose all three.
Heart of the Forest is coming to PC
This
in
looks like it's
2020.
trying to go for the
We are
Teen
pleased
Wolf
to
fan
announce that
base
a
sort
new
of
demo
folk.
is available free right now on Steam.
Hey, Debbie, have you ever dreamed of running your own detective agency?
That would be no.
Well, that's a shame, because our next game requires you to solve cases with
Oh.
real-world research.
But what if I don't want to do real world research?
You
I want to play a video game.
Jover, hashtag Jover is lazy.
Open up a detective agency and wait for them to walk through the door. I've met many
SPF
characters as a
drone.
cop, but when I turned PI, it was a whole different ballgame. I won't lie though, they pay well.
Oh.
Everyone else is seeing that, right?
Oh, okay, then that's the game. You play for a little bit, and then you.
The following program is intended for mature audiences. Viewer
Okay.
discretion is advised.
Wait, is it starting the stream over again?
Wait.
I'm very confused.
Wait. Why is the stream starting over?
Wait,
I'm not watching this
Or
from the
did
beginning.
it skip
No,
a?
wait, hold on.
It's skipping again. What's going on?
Lemniscate
Okay,
is
we're going
launch
to
on
Lemniscate?
PS4 and Xbox One in early 2021.
Yeah,
We just saw this
already.
one.
Wait,
Hang
what?
on.
We literally just saw this one.
The YouTube link is exactly the same.
Okay.
Did you not look at this thing before you put it out?
Guys,
Guys?
did we just go back in time?
Someone's
To another world?
Okay, so I guess okay. Shall we just give our early final thoughts and just maybe just conclude this stream was a failure? I don't know. I don't really want to spend more time watching stuff that I've seen already.
But I wanted to see what Sega had, damn it.
No, plot twist. Plot twist. Sega forgot to put it in, so they ordered the stream so they'd have more time to put it in.
Wait, guys, think about it. Doc Brown was on yesterday's stream, so clearly that was hinting that today's show would be a time-traveling show.
I highly doubt that Puyo Puyo Tetris was the thing they had on their website, Pedro. Okay.
Okay, are we seriously gonna... Okay. I can confirm...
I'm checking Twitter to see if there's anything going on.
I can confirm, even on Motobug, they're saying that we're relooking at stuff again. Also, hi, Snarky Morgana, again.
Okay, can we do something about this? Because this is eating up our time.
I mean, I'm guessing they're probably going to replay the show to the point. I guess all we can do is just...
Oh god, no.
Come on, I don't really want to sit for this again.
Found this book.
What the?
Oh my god, this is seriously happening. Let me check on Twitch just to make sure.
Necronomicon in all its
But yes, time paradox, like I saw in the Twitch chat. Solid Snake did something and caused the time paradox.
Oh my god, this is... Oh god.
This is just like in the movies.
This could be very dangerous, and men in red shirts are notoriously...
On one hand, I would like to maybe just skip ahead to the new stuff. On the other hand, if we go off, chances are there'll probably be something flipping amazing that we'll end up missing out on when they do eventually get back to where they all of a sudden...
Okay, well, we're just about back to where we were. This was the last thing we saw, so...
Okay.
Yeah, okay, we're good. Also, the official account hadn't said anything anyway, but yeah, this is where we were, so hopefully this won't happen again.
Okay, let's try this again.
You get one more chance, stream. One more.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a whole different ballgame.
Seriously, would it kill you to check that this thing is well edited before you put it on the air?
There's a shadow.
I swear I've seen this happen before.
Wait, you seen the screen?
Okay, we've actually gone past the point where it broke down.
Okay, we're good.
fine.
We're back on track. I swear to God, if the actual output stream doesn't replicate this, I'm gonna have to edit this in just to replicate it because, audience, this needs to be experienced and seen to be believed.
You know, yeah, Joe, but why not just take one? Hey, if this can do it, why don't we do it? Why don't we just edit over what we said earlier? And make it completely feel like we're in a time loop.
Wow. So wait.
Like that shooter from earlier.
So what? Was this like some hidden Metal Gear reference with a time paradox or whatnot? Did somebody smoke a cigarette and cause time to reverse?
I haven't smoked anything.
I don't smoke.
Well, Shiro, while that crap was going on, I was checking Twitter on my own, and turns out what we thought was once a leak turns out it was fake. Apparently, someone created a domain specifically to try to.
So it was a very.
So not even a screenshot, a domain.
So seriously.
Here's the thing. Nowadays, remember, Shiro, nowadays people know that screenshots can be easily faked. So trolls have to resort to greater means to fool people.
Are you this folding quarantine?
Sure.
Yes, actually, yes.
Sure. You think that's crazy? You should see to the lengths some people will go when it comes to Smash leaks. Those can get flipping insane.
Yes.
People will create art.
All right, let's.
I'll tell you later, just to have fun.
Okay.
Sure.
Speaking of stuff we've seen before.
AI dinosaurs. And before David says anything about
you can't be making these references for nothing. This has been the whole stream.
I think we saw this yesterday. You know,
honestly, sure. I think it's just that the people who made this stream are Metal Gear fans. They just brought it here just for fun. Maybe.
It is
Maybe that's
nice.
the idea.
Although the fact that they used an actual Metal Gear, like they had sort of a custom Metal Gear animation for the start, which really makes me wonder if they had to pay Konami. No, actually, no, we didn't.
Not that I remember.
What we saw yesterday, Drips, was a Jurassic World Evolution game, but this is.
Okay, well, that was a port to the Switch.
Yeah, this looks different. Wait, is this a new Dino Crisis game?
Who owns the IP?
It demonstrates our core gameplay and gives a small glimpse into
Did Capcom say they were here?
I don't remember. That said, doesn't mean.
I think we can just conclude, Shiro, that the Sega presence extends to only Puyo Puyo Tetris, basically.
Which is fine. I mean, I liked what I played of Puyo Puyo Tetris 1, so.
Well, at least we were able to confirm that leak was fake before getting our hopes up too high.
Yes.
Well, I just assume
what the quote-unquote leak was.
I know, right?
I just assume all leaks are fake.
I don't pay attention to leaks anyway.
No.
I only pay attention to leaks when they have a lot, and I do mean a lot of solid stuff backing them.
It depends on the leak. The Last of Us 2 leaks were all legit.
Yeah.
Because we literally had actual footage of the games.
Yeah, that's different though. What we're referring to is the kind of this is going to be Nintendo Direct leaks.
Oh god. Oh god, those people sure have a pie on their face after this week. Probably should.
None of them even learn though. It's like, oh, this one was fake again. It's like, oh, but we'll believe the next one. It's like, guys, stop, please, I'm begging you.
Anyway, this game looks pretty nifty, so if I can understand correctly, it's a dino survival horror game. Again, seems like a Dino Crisis game.
With hacking. Hacking the dinosaurs.
Basically, the best way to describe Dino Crisis, it was, get this, one of Shu Takumi's babies back in the day. It's
We don't even know if it's in Dino Crisis. It could be another one of those spiritual successes.
We have seen quite a lot of those. Again, Small Land looks to be a successor for Grounded, which isn't even out yet. Oh, Death Ground. So it's not Dino Crisis. Go figure. Still, looks good.
Thanks to Jaw Drop Games for sharing that exclusive look at Death Ground. Next, we're joining the Earth's mightiest heroes in a...
Wait, hang on. A new gig? My bandana's at the dry
My bandana's
I remember Square saying they were here, but
Here's
okay
Warzone
then.
director Phil Therian to tell us more about how the heroes
I think
interact
Jova
in
did
this
mention
exciting
them
co-op
at the start of the stream.
I did.
So,
Avengers.
Okay, from what I've heard, it's not that it's a bad game or anything. It's just it's just rather unremarkable.
Let me put it like this, essentially. The game starts off pretty good and promising, but then you start to realize that what you see is pretty much what you're gonna get. Oh sure, yes, there are some upgrades here and there, but the combat can get monotonous. You can get cramped into spaces to the point where it feels kind of unfair. And the heroes in some ways feel a bit samey. Now, they do play differently, but in some way, for some reason, the Hulk, who you think would be the most strongest of all, sometimes has to have multiple hits against a regular-sized guy. It's just... no. Just no. Overall, it's kind of a case of, okay, that's pretty awesome on the whole.
That feeling of
Hulk in a
choice when you're going
suit.
through these missions.
Okay.
A reference to the
The vault
Mixter
is
Fix-It
interesting.
era.
You're going to get a
Yeah, that's
sequence,
good. This game has a
and
lot of
then your
references
goal
to the
is to
comics.
reproduce
That is
sequence
nice.
So
and take
so
control
basically
of the
this is
vault
going to
until
be
the
what
security
what's
measures
going to
are
keep
disarmed
Crystal
for that level.
Dynamics
It's
and
really
Eidos
one of those
Montreal
fights where you
busy
want the
for
heroes to be
a
together,
bit.
trying to defend the control point.
Not sure how long exactly, meanwhile I'm sitting here wondering, you know, how this might end up affecting
Deus Ex.
So you might have to
no,
split
Tomb
your
Raider.
focus. It
Like I
really
told
requires
you,
all the
Tomb Raider's
players to
taking
be
a break right
fighting
now.
together. There's a
I
lot
mean,
of
that's
enemies
fair
that will actually
enough.
try
I
to
mean,
stop you from
after
getting
the
default. It makes sense
first
'cause
Crystal
it's a very good
Dynamics
reward at the end.
trilogy, mainline games took a break for like
long as
5
one
years,
person
except
remains
well,
in
with the
the
exception of a
control
spin-off
section in front of the
party-ish
vault,
game.
you can
Anyway, I'll
keep
just
the
give my 2
sequence
cents
going.
on the game.
Ultimately, though, it is a pretty
It's not.
tricky fight.
I don't think it's going to be bad. And Lord knows, Miss Marvel's gameplay is, I'd say, arguably the best out of the bunch, with some possible suspicion of her being a last-minute replacement to Spider-Man because Sony really wanted to make him exclusive, and there's no way they're going to add story bits for him when he's exclusive to one platform. But yeah, this game, I think the main reason people are really disappointed about this game is just
a mid-2000s superhero game.
pretty much.
That's releasing in 2020.
Yeah, that's the basic gist of it. Like, if you're like me and you grew up playing those kinds of games and you're okay with, you know, a time capsule of this kind, you'll be fine. But if you expect something on the level of a more modern Arkham / Insomniac Spider-Man level, which is perfectly reasonable, by all means, yeah, this will not cut that mustard. No, not really.
It's sort of in
Which I'm guessing is
okay with it because it brings me back to those good old days.
I'm guessing it's because Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal, their games haven't been all that. I mean, Tomb Raider is an action game for sure, but it's not as actiony as the Avengers. And Deus Ex, which is what Eidos Montreal's been mainly doing, is is kind of like it's more stealthy. Really.
Yeah, I won't deny. I did feel like maybe they picked the wrong studio to deal with Avengers.
Well, I mean, what other studios could Square use?
I don't know.
Not really. They don't really have any other studios that they could use.
I mean, all they have are themselves. I mean, they did open a new Eidos branch recently.
Wrapped in infinite possibility. Until the day
But everything changed when Insert Nation attacked.
Experience the past,
the
present,
the future.
the future.
Together as one. Oh, time travel.
I've made my choice to stand
How
tall
funny,
and
we
face
had
tyranny.
recently a time traveling venture this stream.
No more as the strong prey on the
Discover, fight, decide. What, is this gonna be a friendly RPG where nobody has to die?
That's nice, but so the game is fighting, like an action RPG or something? I don't...
It looks like it. Well, maybe not action RPG falling through, but one of interesting.
Chris Tales.
Huh. It looks interesting. I think I may need to see more, and, well, I guess they'll give us a demo at least.
Chris Tales is set to
Oh,
launch
is that in a
on
couple
November
of is that in a few
17th
months?
for PC, PS4, Google Stadia, Nintendo Switch, as well as PS5 and Xbox Series X in the future.
Next, we're excited to take a deeper look at how
Oh
recruitment
hey,
missions
Watch
work.
Dogs
Watch Dogs
Legion.
Legion.
There's
If you haven't been
Ubisoft.
The best thing Ubisoft have got going on right now.
Vegas, they want to put their best foot forward.
I'm no hero. Never was.
Thanks, Snake.
Never will be.
Oh, Snake.
Oh, a bit of Snake and Meryl ship teasing there, are we? Then again, Snake and Samus shippers aren't going to like that.
Well, it's nice to hear that they can still have stuff that's in character without Kojima, right?
Really important part of Watch Dogs Legion. So in Watch Dogs Legion,
it's just that Snake is his most iconic character, you know, in the same way
Well,
that
I wonder if David wrote that stuff, considering his main career is writer.
Possible.
It's in the same way that Hugh Laurie's most iconic character is Dr. House. It's just that, like, a lot of actors have their one big iconic character that everybody knows them for.
This is a really fun character to play. She can shoot a bee swarm,
which is interesting because when he started House, he wasn't known in the States, or Brits who did know him were concerned that he wouldn't be good at drama.
And so we're gonna go see what her situation is and see how we can help her and see how we can convince her to join DedSec.
It's about time
What are you wearing on your face?
It's the latest in British fashion, apparently.
want to help destroy my life's work.
Tunnel book?
Excuse me? I was working for Big Pharma, medical research, you see. Busting my ass. And then my boss still
sells it Albion.
Sells it to Albion and fires me. Word is, they're using my research for a restricted military project. Me can't be a part of something like that. It keeps me up at night. Can you just
Yes, can you help me rescue my picnics?
Like we need to find some
Seriously, the
files to destroy
Jamaican is strong with this
and
woman.
we took the tube to get there.
Well, we do have a fair few people from that area living here.
Makes sense. So, Dwibs, are you excited for this game which takes place in your country?
The little logos on the windshield.
Yeah.
That means that they're actually driverless vehicles, which is a nice little touch of our.
This seems fun enough.
Again, it's amazing that something good is coming out of Ubisoft these days.
Looks like we are now in Lambeth.
But yeah,
Well, I mean, if it's good, I don't really care where it's from.
Again,
it is surprising, considering it's from the company that's currently in a bit of a pickle right now. But hey, good's good.
I think what's most surprising is how Watch Dogs went from being that franchise that everybody scuffed at with the embarrassing first release to the franchise with a surprisingly good second release to now arguably the saving grace of Ubisoft these days.
The second game has more of a personality than the first, which helps.
It helps that the second game didn't lie as much either in its advertising. Seriously. If you have to resort to outright lying in your advertisement for outright shifty reasons, I'm looking at you, Last of Us 2, just don't. Don't. It'll cause people to get pissed off, and you may lose a lot of goodwill in the long run.
New Scotland Yard.
The Metro Police has
Huh.
been
Oh, so we can invade
pushed out
the
in Watch Dogs
police.
Legion and Albion. The private military contractors have taken over, so that's who you'll see here. And looks like we've swapped characters now to a hooligan, which is a really fun archetype to play. Looks like we're taking a stealth approach here, but one of the things the hooligan can do is actually call in some football mates and come in and bring 3 additional buddies into the layout to get into melee and cause some mayhem and cause some chaos. So that's one fun way to play, but looks like we're going it alone here with our melee system. One thing you'll notice here is that the enemies are actually
if I can really compliment this show, it's the amount of gameplay shown feels just right for each announcement so far.
Won't escalate either, and you can try to.
Also, for almost every game after each trailer, there actually has been quite a few details revealed about them.
I guess, this may honestly be the best showcase we've seen, aside from that Nintendo Indie showcase we saw and the PS5 showcase this year.
And they won't alert the guards. It's another one of our cool little tech.
I think the PS5 was still the best one.
And now we're taking care of those files.
We have the most variety
Still got to make our way
stuff. I mean,
What I love most about it,
GT7.
What I love most about it was the old school 90s style of presentation from Jim Ryan at the beginning, where he literally goes, like he says, okay, the content we've curated for this event showcases how PS5 has inspired developers to create new experiences that are transformative. Enough from me.
Now that looks like
we're gonna let the games do our talking, and then boom, and then the game starts. I really like that. You know, like instead of the generic super nice approach that you see from people.
Is she wearing a Chelsea shirt?
She may be, Dwibs.
But yeah, that was
you know, Dwibs' favorite soccer team.
No, I know. Don't worry, Joe. I know.
Oh, October 29th on Xbox One, also coming to Series X.
Watch Dogs Legion is coming to PC.
Oh, it's coming to Google Stadia, guys.
That's the first mention of Stadia in this entire stream.
By the way,
no shit, right? Christina is coming to Stadia as well.
Oh, okay.
Never
mind then.
By the way, Pedro, apparently Google Stadia has some exclusive content for Final Fantasy 15. I've heard.
I'm a genius. Anyway, let's.
You mean 14? I mean 15.
No, apparently for 15. Somebody told me.
Epic
shit. Seriously, though, after episode Arden, they stopped supporting that game. It's done.
I think Green sure I heard about it during crossover with Blue Zone Coms. Oh.
Just for a second there, I thought he was baked into the food.
Remember,
like, as in his head sticking out.
The team that made 15 right now is making their own original game, Project Athia, that we saw in the PS5 showcase. So.
Well, what do you think the odds are that it'll turn out to be Final Fantasy 16?
Nah, doubt it. It didn't really look like a Final Fantasy game. It's just like
well, 13 didn't look like a Final Fantasy game, but they still made that.
That's the thing, that usually, right now, Square's main focus Final Fantasy-wise is the Final Fantasy VII Remake project. So that's going to take the Final Fantasy slot for a while, it seems.
Even if the city and its inhabitants can be a bit peculiar at times. Would tell
okay,
you
actually, yeah, it is the case, according to that bit here.
The city and his big mouth have other plans for him, and he'll find himself challenged by the greatest chefs in the kingdom.
Yeah, apparently Square thought the Google Stadia was going to be something hot, so they made some exclusive features for the Google Stadia version of Final Fantasy 15.
But he won't be able to do this alone.
I'll look it up, I guess, since I'm not all that interested in this game.
With good allies, ingredients, and skill, Zest will face the best chefs in the world in single culinary duel in order to survive.
So okay, but are they actual just features that actually matter? Is that
Hello, my name is Christian Pastor. I'm co-founder at Infinigon Games. Today we are excited to share this exclusive footage of the process of making a dish in Epic Chef. In the game,
this game looks cute.
It probably has something to do with
animals,
from what I've heard, it's some new content, some new mini-games, and apparently a boss.
In Concordia. You can use all these ingredients to create thousands of different dishes. There are not correct or incorrect recipes. Just like in real life, each character in Concordia has his own taste. Some of them love meat, some of them hate it.
So this looks to be a mini RPG where you can pretty much make the best dishes whatsoever.
It's a cooking game, yes.
Fascinating.
Hi, I'm Dax. I'm a game designer.
This reminds me of that game where you play a merchant in an RPG. Like, not the actual protagonist, but you play as like an RPG merchant.
To become the greatest chef in the land, then he's going to need to learn how to
what
make
that game is
sauces.
called.
They're a powerful addition to cooking. They've got the ability to alter the properties of a dish, and this is especially useful in cooking battles where the player is cooking off against an opponent, as sauces can influence the judge's taste, which then in turn can mess up.
I guess
the
you could
opponent.
call
There are
that
lots of sauce
sweet,
recipes
sweet
to choose from, but it's up
victory.
to the player to figure out which sauce to make and when to use it. Sauces won't always have the desired results, but experimenting is the fun part.
Epic Chef is coming out in 2021. You can wishlist the game on
Epic
Steam.
Chef.
We'll be happy to give you more information in the future.
It's epic, alright.
Thanks for watching.
Epic Chef will launch in 2021.
Next, we're taking a deep dive.
Oh boy, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Great. Well, alright, that gives me all the more reason to look up this thing. Because what I watched from that game already, I found it so utterly generic and boring that I'm just so not interested.
Hello, I'm Darby McDevitt, and I'm the narrative director for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
You know, Ubisoft, you would have been just fine showing off just Watch Dogs Legions.
The mythical elements that you'll find in 9th century England.
I'll just
Talking,
buy
of course,
Watch
about
Dogs
Daughters
Legions.
of Lyrion,
I'll buy this one.
the Black Shuck, and the lost.
I guess it's just the stigma that Assassin's Creed has generated these days, Wibs. You know, the fact that the Assassin's Creed games don't actually feel like Assassin's Creed games.
The Black Shuck is.
From what I've heard, apparently Ghost of Tsushima is the best Assassin's Creed game since, well, the series Prime, apparently.
Pretty much.
That's what I've been told, apparently. Again, I have never played an Assassin's Creed game. But people keep saying that it's very similar, and apparently it's basically Assassin's Creed, but in feudal Japan.
You know, I would not be surprised if Ghost of Tsushima ends up being like Sucker Punch's meal ticket, in the sense like, well, I would not be surprised if Ghost of Tsushima is what propels Sucker Punch completely into the mainstream.
Mythology in
the game. Well, probably, yeah. I mean, Sly Cooper was popular back in its day, but it was never as popular as some of the other.
They started to rise with
it never did Ratchet and Clank and even Jack and Daxter numbers.
Yeah.
The Daughters of Lyrian.
And then the Infamous series was apparently very good, but it didn't rock anybody's world. So yeah, but no, apparently this is going to be the first time they've made a true masterpiece.
Oh yeah, and you know it says something when, you know, even the Japanese compliment this game.
Goneril are the Daughters of Lyrian, and they are sort of protecting their father's legacy, a man who was betrayed by
wow, this totally doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed at all.
Story scattered throughout East Anglia and a little bit beyond. You'll meet the three daughters, all of whom have, let's say, a chip on their shoulder. But you'll also, if you dig deeper into the territories, you'll find a lot more to this story. So people with a sharp eye and a desire
even
to
the guy
explore
talking about the game doesn't sound that enthused, and he's supposed to be one of the developers for the game.
Hello, I am a developer, and welcome to Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I wonder if it has to do with the work environment at Ubisoft. I mean, Lord knows, being at Ubisoft probably feels like being on a sinking ship.
Ragnar Lothbrok was a very famous Viking who came over to England about 10 years before our game is set. And he did quite a bit of damage, and he made a lot of enemies. And there were two kings in the north, or two men in the north who wanted to be king, who put their differences aside and banded together to defeat Ragnar. And King Ella was generally credited
boy,
as
a revenge plot.
Okay, King Ragnarok. Yeah, I wish we could see the new God of War.
Or Drengr, courageous warriors who have lost all sense of purpose.
You know, I'd say that Assassin's Creed fans might be interested in this, but no, Assassin's Creed fans have been the most vocal about their problems with the series. So I guess, if anything, somebody who is not as familiar with Assassin's Creed will probably get the most enjoyment out of this.
Yeah, that's the basic gist of it.
And then send them to their ultimate
problem is those people should not be the target audience.
Talked about are not, you know,
I mean, they could be part of an audience, but you should still probably try for the budget that you have.
The ideal of a sequel, remake, reboot, anything connected to the original source material is to still keep in mind the core fan base of that source material. It's part of the reason why the
That's exactly my big problem with the recent Paper Mario games. Exactly. There you go. Then now you know.
And I hope you enjoy the show.
Oh my god, the humanity!
How dare they do Viking stuff?
Hashtag like a Viking. Ubisoft, no! Every time you try and do that, just no.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla is coming November 17th to PS4, Xbox One,
Stadia, of course,
and PC,
as well.
with PS5 and Xbox
I'm amazed that there are
Series
people
X to
still
follow.
supporting Stadia to this day.
Up next, we've got an exclusive look at open world survival RPG Medieval Dynasty, which is only 1 minute away from confirming its release date.
What do we have here?
A pre-alpha build.
Set in ye old England by the looks and sound of it.
Wow, ye old England is a lot more technologically advanced than that.
Yes, ye old England with computers of old yore in a medieval dynasty.
Though it depends. Depends. There's like a game like Order 1886. That game makes ye old England look like the most boring thing imaginable.
Oh god, yeah.
Rule and care for your people, and secure your place in history.
Yeah, rule and care for your people. Blah blah blah.
Medieval dynasty.
How do you pronounce
Honestly, it seems more like a mobile game.
Basic strokes. Would need to see more.
As you've just seen, Medieval Dynasty is set to launch September 17th on PC. Another game scheduled for 2020 is Morbid: The Seven Acolytes, which made its debut in our last show. Here's a closer look at the horror punk RPG.
Okay then.
Morbid: The Seven Acolytes.
Hello everybody, my name is Simo Talasranta. I'm the composer, sound designer and writer at Still
Simo
I'm absolutely
Talasranta.
thrilled to present to you today an exclusive sneak peek of our upcoming horror punk action RPG, Morbid: The Seven Acolytes. Morbid:
Well,
The
out of
Seven
all the
Acolytes
talking
is a challenging
developers we've
isometric
heard, this guy
soulspawn
sounds the most
filled with
enthusiastic.
Lovecraftian
I
horrors
know,
and
right?
Cronenbergian gore. The game takes place in the land of
And he's just the composer and sound designer, apparently.
And writer.
Yeah.
Got quite a bit of backbone there in the
In
industry.
Morbid, you get to play as the last surviving striver of
Well,
Dublin,
isn't there already a
lone
developer
rebel
called
striving to
Backbone?
defeat the Seven Acolytes,
Probably.
powerful beings possessed by the evil deities called Gahars. Succeed, and you'll free the kingdom of
what if we
Moria
fail?
from the heavy yoke of their terror.
Well, then it goes to shit.
Gods rule on.
I mean,
I want to know what happens.
well, but buy the game and find out.
Sanity has a central role in the game, as the player must manage her mental health.
I mean, imagine if
Oh,
all
so
games
there's
did
a
that.
sanity meter? Ah, yes. Those are fun, actually.
Sanity meters.
Kinda.
Because if there's one thing I love in gaming, it's to constantly have that thought in the back of my mind that if I do too much, I could end up going insane and getting a game over. Can you guys tell I'm being sarcastic?
No,
Well, they
dude,
don't always
that
bring
can't
about
tell
game
at all.
overs. Sometimes they just bring about difficulty.
Happy gunslinger or none of the above. The choice, the build is yours. Challenging foes, mini-bosses, and large-scale boss fights are the heart of
Watch as
the
she
game.
tears out
In
his
order
heart.
to overcome the insurmountable odds these obstacles present,
must truly
you
master
master
stuff.
the combat and the mechanics of the game, as well
I
as
thought
improve your
mastering it
character
was
and gear
good. What's the difference in
elements,
truly
such as quests,
mastering it? What, is there such a thing as
runes,
falsely
upgrades,
mastering it?
and looting. We
Maybe
are
it's
very
an Ultimate
excited
Warrior
to be
type of
bringing
thing.
Morbid: The Seven Acolytes
Where you have
Nintendo
to
Switch,
become the energy of
PlayStation 4,
self-belief.
Xbox One, and PC later this
Yeah.
year. So stay tuned, wishlist us, and follow us on social media to be among the first to know the release.
Yeah,
date
the
of
Ultimate Warrior,
Morbid:
he's
The
known for
Seven Acolytes.
wrestling-wise, he's
Thank
known
you
for
so
three
much for
things.
your time.
Having a
Enjoy
great
the
match
rest
with
of the
Hulk
show.
Hogan,
Mag
being
Refuge is
absolutely
blessed.
insane, and having an absolutely horrible match with Hulk Hogan.
Huh.
Morbid: The Seven Acolytes releases on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch later this year.
Oh, so near the end,
As
we've got
get closer
ones
the
to
end of the
watch.
show, don't you think it's time that we, I don't know, took a little breather from all this action and excitement?
Absolutely not.
It's
Coming up
interesting
next
hearing
is an
David
incredible
Hayter use his
collection of
regular
upcoming games,
voice.
and I promise you that it'll be
I mean, I'm pretty
easier to
sure he's
follow
used
than
his
that
regular
old
voice
business
in
of philosophers.
for.
Also, I'm so calling it right now. Snake's real name being David was meant as a little reference to the guy voicing him.
It was.
Nice. Game Dev Tycoon. Basically, simulate the making of a game while playing a game.
So you can make a game about making a game.
Gone viral. Looks like an interesting isometric shooter.
Mars Horizon.
blast off mission to Mars.
Kato.
Huh. The world fits together in like puzzle pieces. Interesting. Ring of Pain.
Ring of Pain.
People should like to put pain in the titles.
Yeah, it's like you said, Joe, but all that stuff. Yeah,
Model
Square Enix must have paid. Google must have paid Square Enix quite handsomely too for these features.
I know, right? Like, would you say that it actually makes it worth getting it?
Not really, no, thank you. I'm not touching this shit.
Oh, true. I don't blame you.
Google Stadia, I mean.
So, what was the exclusive boss that they put in?
A classic boss from the Final Fantasy series and some mini games, basically, from what I'm seeing here.
I've heard of this one, but this is the first time I'm seeing any footage of it.
Ikenfell.
Not to be confused with Underfell.
Going medieval.
I'm falling. Going medieval. Oh, so many medieval games.
Your favorites, eh, Shiroi?
Yeah, Shiroi's favorite.
To be fair, they did give you a game with a snarky cat.
You know, I'm pretty sure at some point there'll be a game called Evil Medieval.
Well, we already have the Sony's Medieval series for that.
Shadow.
Yeah, sure, why don't you do that for the channel?
That one seems like something I'd like a bit more because the art is a bit more interesting.
And that would most likely be TO's.
Well, actually, Taylor's the one who's doing those. Remember, he's the big.
Yeah,
that was mainly a joke. Olija.
Interesting name.
Scourge Cringer. Gren.
Okay, why did you put red text over a red outline? Damn it.
Now you know how I feel.
This crew. See, I can read it now. That's much better.
It's like Meat Boy, but more chaotic.
Goody. Struggling. Oh yeah, we saw
this one yesterday.
Yes, the one where you play as a pair of fleshy arms.
Oh, unicorn butts. Okay.
Don't you mean arm? Don't you mean arm, Joba? You just lost one.
That was a nice montage.
Head over to
GamesRadar.com
for more info on all of those games and where you can play them.
Next up, we have a closer look at co-op adventure.
Oh, we're actually
which made its world premiere in
I guess we'll now learn more about it.
Yeah, because we had no idea what this was.
So I guess
I thought Operation Tango was some game based off of the Drink Tango.
Can you imagine if that's the kind of licensed game we're going back to?
And now we're watching a Twitch stream.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like freaking Pepsi, man.
I guess they're sort of showing how gameplay goes. You know, like, well, it's sort of like A Way Out, where you have the two players working together. It seems.
Oh, you're looking right.
Okay.
Ah.
Oh, nice. Okay, we work together on that. All
I can't help but feel like A Way Out may have revolutionized the style of, you know, required two-player gameplay.
Most likely.
Okay, so the other one's in the other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this stream should have been over a few minutes ago if it weren't for the
going back in time. Yeah.
Also, the actual stream of the stream seems a bit janky.
Alright.
Let's see what in the world?
So basically, one player can hack in stuff, which, you know, they're watching from a top-down perspective, which allows the other player to then traverse properly.
Oh, we're good there.
Yeah, good job. All right.
Now, figure out which safe contains the virus genome and crack it open.
This is type of safe, but I can't. Oh, here it is. Okay.
So it seems like the overall idea here is heists. Interesting.
Nope. Sorry, horizontal.
Huh.
Jesus, I'm not giving you good.
You know, speaking of stuff being announced, not on this stream, but apparently they're making an X-Files animated comedy spin-off.
Fascinating.
Oh my god.
Did we get it? Are we escaping? I want more. Like, I want to do another mission.
Operation Tango.
Maybe.
Download the demo on Steam.
It looks the art version makes it
Now
seem
here's
like
something
it's
really cool.
The characters
Operation
themselves and the
Tango's
designs
demo
like
is
it feels like it's trying to be kind of a
right
Charlie's
now
Angels
on
type
Steam.
of thing.
And as an added
which Charlie's
incentive,
Angels?
you can share your
The
gameplay
original
video
show.
to raise
Okay.
funds for the It Takes Two to Save the World charity campaign benefiting Oxfam. More details are available on the cleverplays.com website and gamesradar.com.
Oh,
Crash
Bandicoot 4.
Awaited return in 2020.
Okay.
Toys for Bob producer Lou Studdert to tell us more about Crash Bandicoot 4.
This
It's
is a
about
pleasant
time.
surprise.
Well, we weren't able to properly see this yesterday, so might as well.
Because the stream issues back then.
But all it did was give me more time to plan your doom.
I am Lou Studdert. I am a producer at Toys for Bob, and we're the developers of Crash Bandicoot 4.
Hey,
It's about
Toys for Bob, you were the great guys who made that amazing 102 Dalmatians video game.
Unveiled at Opening Night Live,
And Pandemonium.
Flashback tapes.
Yes,
It's a
and
brand new
nothing
feature in
else.
Crash Bandicoot, and it's something that
And Unholy
I'm really
War.
excited to talk about because it's
And
these
Little Witchy Mischief.
devious kind of puzzle test
Yeah,
rooms
yeah,
that
that's
actually
the
take place
that's the one that
before
sticks
the
out the
events
most.
of Crash
I mean,
Bandicoot 1.
the development for that
players are gonna
game
be
must have been
discovering
interesting
in the
considering how
levels.
they
They
couldn't
actually pick up
understand
the
some of the
flashback tapes in a
people
level
involved.
by
They needed a
reaching
little
It was
style.
Japan
It's
talking
actually our
to
homage to the original death roots
Americans.
that were in the
Yeah, they had so much so that they had
ways
to,
that we're
so much so that the
trying to
guy, the
balance
president
this
of
old
the
and new
company's
in the
wife
world
came
question
in
is
and
we're kinda
helped
making the game we
translate the
wish
stuff.
we had access to. You know,
But anyway,
and
I'm pretty sure this
you play
development
these original
process
games
hasn't been
and
anywhere
the
near
original
as
Crash,
confusing.
Oh look, guys,
formula,
ice
the
block
original Crash
platforms,
feeling
just like in
is so
Brave.
unique. You know, it has that kind of what we call a perspective shifting kind of precision platforming, right?
So, Shuroid lives looking forward to getting those flashback tape levels.
Like I said in yesterday's stream, I'm not gonna bother.
I'll try.
Just pray that none of these levels are as tough as Stormy Ascent, which was
I doubt that. Maybe as an extra, possibly.
Oh, and
Because,
you get mini cutscenes in the levels.
Yeah.
The tape levels seem to be seem to be pretty difficult, but not like Stormy Ascent.
That's common in platformers nowadays.
Well, the thing is, Paige, it's not really been that common in Crash.
Well,
Oh
no,
my
this is a
god.
Crash game made in 2020, though.
So basically, the dinosaur levels are going to be Crash getting chased constantly by T-Rexes and Triceratops. How nice.
I don't know, I like the chase levels in these games.
It's about time on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
This game just looks like it's going to be a
October
marvelous...
2nd, geez.
This game looks like it's going to be a marvelous extension of what I like from Crash. That said, though, Toys for Bob, what the hell were you smoking when you said that Crash working with Cortex has never been explored before?
October 2nd.
You know, there's a question.
Remember,
that gets
Jova, we're
asked
pretending that After 3 didn't happen.
But Twinsanity was good.
This next game looks set to answer
People liked that.
Well, that's the thing. Twinsanity has... Well, Twinsanity's got more of a mixed... Twinsanity's reactive perception's mixed, and I'm guessing maybe Toys for Bob are in that camp that didn't like Twinsanity.
Is a dog.
Aww. That's just salty. Aww.
That we forgot. But now,
seriously, what is this now? We're watching Craig's dog video that he used
what?
for South Park.
You Can Pet the Dog VR is a VR game.
VR game where you can play with your doggy.
Dog owner
And
simulator.
the best part is it's available.
Oh, I think you get it right now.
Go to Steam.
They literally
It's
just
out?
shadow
No.
dropped it.
That dog.
You Can Pet the Dog VR. Wait, that's the name of the game.
Yes.
You Can Pet the Dog VR.
You Can Pet the Dog.
So basically,
VR
it's the
is available right
Connectimals
now
of
on Steam.
VR and Steam.
This next game has one of the most dramatic backstories
It's a
of
shameless
recent
ban. Well, at
times
least they admit it.
after its original development team was replaced. Here's an update on Viking survival game Rune
Oh,
2.
another Viking game. So, is this Viking game going to be better than Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Probably.
Well, I mean, this isn't trying to be
My
Assassin's
name
Creed.
is Mitch Alpiner. I'm the
Yeah.
Rune 2.
Right now we're working on
What about Rune 1?
Premier open world
It came out already.
Norse mythology.
I know, but I never even heard of Rune 1.
We're here to show off improvements that we
What,
made to
anyway?
Rune 2
Go
over
play
the
it.
last several months, as well as what's coming next. The footage that you're looking at is our brand new dungeons.
Yeah, I thought they said earlier the show was nearly over.
Well, they said we were coming to the end, so I guess we're in like the last, I don't know, half an hour.
I guess you could say we're in the end game
I guess
now.
the definition of stuff ending is a bit different from...
No. Don't you see? They're running on the they're running on the Dark Knight mentality of the end game or whatnot.
Come to expect, and that's where dungeons came from.
30-minute climax time.
Dungeon system to go in.
I thought it was Lord of the Rings.
Kill a lot of enemies. Find a lot of loot.
It's kind of a bit more infamous with Dark Knight because Lord of the Rings thing is the multiple endings. Dark Knight's thing is about like the uber long climax overall.
We really took to heart the feedback from the community. Our previous quest system was a variation of spawn here,
we be playing as Loki there.
Take football back to place that you spawned, touchdown, repeat that about 35 times. We have completely thrown that out. We've made a lot more variation in our quest system. For instance, in one quest you'll build a village. In another quest you will defend your village from an oncoming horde of enemies that are trying to tear
I was
down
going to say, in one quest you build a village, in another quest you destroy the village.
And these are just a few examples of the different quests that you'll experience in the new Rune 2 update. We've completely overhauled the Rune 2 combat system. Previously, it was very hack and slashy. Now our combat is a bit more tactical.
So this is an update,
The feeling of combat is a lot more varied. We added a pairing system, which is almost
I don't know, I never even heard of
this
this series.
with paper and rock.
Me
and
neither.
Scissors suddenly enters the battle.
I'm guessing it's a PC only franchise, most likely.
That this
Possibly.
new update is the perfect opportunity to jump into Rune 2. Rune 2 is available now on the Epic Games Store and will be coming to Steam.
Okay, at least it'll be coming to Steam as well.
Looks like an it looks like an
That
MMO.
you're seeing was captured on the recently updated Rune 2 Public Test Realm, a free add-on for all Rune 2 players. Look for more updates on the vast improvements we're making for Rune 2, including improved multiplayer features, more dungeons, our new skill tree, storyline reveals, and more exciting announcements in the near future. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the show.
Thanks to Mitch at Studio 369 for that update. You can check out Rune 2 right now on the Epic Games Store.
Oh.
Okay, Debbie. Now it's time to get serious.
What? I don't really know what you mean.
It's easy to forget what a sin is in the middle of a battlefield.
Okay, guys, I think we've lost him again. Up next, an exclusive
Oh god,
look
David
at
Hater
the
cracked
other
again.
combat in series.
He's in too deep.
David, it wasn't too long ago you were voicing Snake. Yeah, it was Super Bomberman R, but still.
Good work, Americano.
He's become the character at this point.
Ma'am, how do I get to the Vatican?
It's easy. Go around the castello and then turn left through the park. Go straight ahead, and there you can find Papa Mobile.
Excuse me?
Okay.
Castello is castle.
No, that's not what I was questioning. I'm questioning the giant robot.
Is this secretly a Gundam game?
Apparently. Okay.
Just your everyday giant murderous gun-toting robots.
Put down
Yeah,
your
it's pretty
weapon.
normal.
You have 20 seconds to comply.
Yeah, and 209 the video game. What?
And now we shoot the old lady.
Yeah,
She helped
but yeah.
us get here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then don't you see, she led us down a path that nearly got us killed.
You know.
So what is? You have to fight a monster in Mexico?
It looks like the giant robot sections from that.
Oh my god, that looks like a Metal Gear.
Maybe this is why David hated Fake for a second.
They knew. Oh, Serious Sam. Serious Sam 4.
Serious Sam 4 will be available on Steam and Stadia September 24th.
Our next game, Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1.
A Sherlock Holmes game.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes.
But we've convinced Frogwares to tell us more about the famous detective's very first case.
This is a origin story or something.
Hey everybody, my name is Sergey and I'm a part of Frogwares, and here's our latest project, Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, a story-driven detective thriller that will explore Sherlock's
Don't you just love when public domain series comes around?
Pretty much, like so many people have made Sherlock Holmes game. Heck, even Capcom made a Sherlock Holmes game, which has still not been localized over here.
At the end of the 19th century.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there. Was it a rights issue?
This island seems like paradise.
A lot of people are speculating it's a rights issue. It was never confirmed, which you'd think Capcom would do to get people off their backs, but yeah, supposedly.
A promise of adventures and leaving your mundane life and troubles behind. However, playing as Sherlock, a British stranger, you'll quickly realize that this paradise-like life is
now I
just a
don't
facade.
now instead of living my own mundane life, I get to live this guy's own mundane life.
To be fair, I guess I wouldn't call the life of Sherlock Holmes exactly mundane.
A world of social and economic inequality.
Well, yeah, I remember he fought his arch nemesis off a waterfall and survived.
True that.
For the convenience of the local overlords. This is the
God, can you believe we waited over a decade for Sherlock Holmes 3?
Where a legend can be born.
Well, I mean, at least it's coming now. I mean, it's not from Guy Ritchie, but I have seen films from the new director, and I'm optimistic.
Admittedly, the main reason we didn't get one for a while was the MCU, of course.
Well, that and Guy Ritchie was busy too.
Oh, was Guy Ritchie originally slated for Sherlock Holmes 3?
Well, I mean, he said he wanted to make one. It's just, Robert Downey Jr. was busy with the MCU. He was busy with his own films.
Intuition and skills to gain the info and clues that you need to solve the mysteries and cases. We hope that you like this glimpse into the world of Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. Our game will be coming in 2021 to both PC and current.
Wait, did he say 2031?
If you like what we showed you, follow us on our social channels.
It's like, I can't wait 11 years.
As we get closer to release. And as a side note, we are now celebrating our 20th birthday, so you can grab our games at a huge discount on PC, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch.
90%.
Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the show.
His legend begins with you.
Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 is scheduled to launch on PC, current, and next-gen consoles in 2021.
Another game that's full of mysteries is Call of the Sea, and we've caught up with developer Out of the Blue to tell us more about their exotic island adventure.
The name rings a bell, but I don't remember.
Hello, I'm Tatiana Delgado from Out of the Blue, and I'm currently working on Call of the Sea. Call of the Sea is a first-person adventure puzzle game set in the 1930s. It is a story of mystery and love that takes place on a forgotten island in the South Pacific. You take the role of Nora Everhart, a woman who has crossed an ocean in search of her husband's
So yeah, we
missing
got a
expedition.
Spanish developer here.
On the previous Future Game Show, we talked you through our very first in-game trailer and gave you a little insight into Nora's story. Today, we are really excited to share this exclusive footage of some new environments. As a player, you will dive into underwater ruins, you will uncover ancient cities hidden by the jungle, following the trail of the expedition. You will have to figure out what they found and what happened to them.
Well, I have to say, this amount of stuff that is supposedly close to the end has been quite a nice extra treat, guys.
Lovecraft works. We are trying to focus on the surreal and the oniric more than the horrific and the grim. In short, Call of the Sea isn't a descent into madness, but a rise to sanity.
Interesting.
Losing your mind makes you see a dreamlike, colorful world. Join Nora on a trip that will change her life. Immerse yourself in the mystery of what happened on the Everhart expedition, discovering the secrets of the crew members, and what happened on the island. Call of the Sea is coming to Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC later this year. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the show.
Call of the Sea.
Next.
Call of the Sea launches later this year on PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X.
This next game is a thing of nightmares. And no, not the nightmare where you fight zombies in police uniforms and hook swords. Here's a new trailer of the next-gen psychological horror, In Sound Mind.
I get it, because the character we just saw there has no mind, because it has no brain.
Modus presents a game by We Create Stuff. Hey Pedro, We Create Stuff. Great company name.
It's funny, really.
We make games.
Yeah, it's like that. What was that thing he saw? That had a weird tagline of something.
If you're gonna put it in the most vague possible way, there's no way I can tell what you're talking about.
True, yeah.
I can't remember what it was. Or was it a game we did? It was the one that just basically described itself as it's
a movie? I forget. Is there a movie called a movie?
I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, no, never mind. Although it did remind me of that. Yeah, it was like that trailer for Baby's Kids.
Oh.
It's animation.
Yeah.
I still don't even understand what the hell was that movie even about.
It was about...
It's animation, Pedro.
That's the thing, Pedro. It's a movie based off of a comedy sketch.
I know that, but the movie itself, what is this even about?
Let's face it, 2020, it's not going
You
great.
think, David?
No shit!
Something to unite us. In our next
No
game,
shit?
that's battling hordes of mutated
That's what it's about?
dinosaurs
No
to
shit?
prevent the collapse
No, he just said 2020 is not going great. It's like, no.
Big map, big dinosaurs, big guns. Built with a small team, how do we realise such a large, over-the-top fantasy like Second Extinction? Having a world-class team that shares a collective vision is key. Pairing that with the tools, such as the Apex engine, to help us shape that vision is vital.
Quite a lot of games involving dinosaurs
It's
in
about
this
working
stream.
smart, finding new uses of our existing technology to deliver as much as possible to our players. One area is the world itself, the landscape and terrain. The Apex engine allows us to sculpt and shape our terrain with a level of
You
detail.
know, if they keep up this up, this stream will be going on for 2 hours.
And weather it and layer it gloriously.
Remind me, how long ago did they say that we were close to the end of the show?
The Apex engine allows us to deliver emergent.
I get the feeling. I get the feeling the people who made this don't have any. Let's not forget those extra 5 minutes from the thing that looped.
It means every action, every explosion feels unique, delivering water cooler moments you won't forget.
Oh no, I think I know what I was talking about. It was during the E3. It was when we commentated on Konami's 2010 E3 conference.
Oh, yeah, you may be onto something with
Our
that.
team has worked tirelessly to
The
find
guy
a
really
focus
described the
and
game
tuning
as something that's
experience
kind of
into a frequency
obvious.
that feels fresh
Yeah.
and fun
And we made fun of him for that.
We're immensely proud
I
of
think
Second
that was the
Extinction.
guy with the very weird Methodist speaking there. What was his name, Pedro? The guy in the white jumper?
Experience with us.
I don't know.
Join the fight. Reclaim
Second
Earth.
Extinction. Hashtag Reclaim Earth.
Second Extinction enters early access on PC next month, before arriving on Xbox Series X and Xbox One later this year.
And finally,
Oh,
two of the
Sam
most
and
famous
Max.
detectives are making their long-awaited return, and we've got the first gameplay footage of
Oh,
the
finally.
mission to
Apparently
share
this is
with you
the.
right now.
She said finally. Apparently this is the last one.
It's the last game, apparently.
So basically, this show is essentially the
hey there.
companion piece
Have
to
you ever thought of
yesterday's
pursuing an exciting
stream, it
career in
seems. Except we see
extracurricular
more
law
gameplay
enforcement?
here.
Sam, we're a little busy here. Calm down, Max. I'm engaging this
Basically,
promising new cadet.
dudes, Sam, the dog over there, is a straight man, and Max is an incredibly insane rabbit.
Here today to talk about a new game we're revealing.
called Sam & Max.
Sam & Max, the VR game.
This is Sam & Max's first original
Yeah,
game in a
they're making
decade.
VR game.
And if I
But
believe
hey,
Mike
Sam and
Stemley,
Max are
their
alive
20th
still. That's
video
nice.
game overall.
Hi, I'm Mike Stemley, designer and writer for Sam & Max. This time it's virtual. For those not in the know, Sam & Max are a dog in a suit and a hyperkinetic naked rabbity thing, collectively known as the Freelance Police. For over 30 years, they've been slapping evil with the open palms of justice and the dueling gloves of silliness, making the world a better and somewhat stranger place in the process.
Can we give them the middle finger and flip them off?
This is a new
Probably.
medium, and that opened up a world of new gameplay types to explore while still keeping what the players loved about the old games.
We begin our story in a typical day for the Freelance Police as a grody five-headed monster terrorizes our hero's neighborhood.
Typical day for Sam and Max.
Yeah, I know. Like remember yesterday when we had to fight off a giant nine-headed dragon.
Yeah, it happens every day.
Yeah, it was fun the first few it was fun the first 5 times.
What follows is a
the
grueling
6th.
day of training at Sam & Max's Freelance Police Training Academy, which has been built on the site of a dilapidated and probably not haunted theme park. If you survive the day, you'll become a full-fledged member of the Freelance Police, and more importantly, win the grudging respect of a naked bunny rabbit.
Good luck with that.
Sure, just what I always wanted.
Good luck with that. Max doesn't impress that easily.
Stay safe out there.
That really is the only validation you need in life.
Yes.
All that's left for me to say
From a
is thank
naked
you so
bunny
much for
rabbit.
watching. And thanks to everyone.
Like, approval from a naked bunny rabbit.
Wait, David, wait. You didn't think that we'd let you leave?
Wait, one last
Hang on, there's one
thing.
more thing.
I
Of
swear.
course, one last game.
Can we just roll the tape? Please?
All right.
Hurry before David loses it again.
World premiere.
Whoa.
What is it?
David has been waiting for this whole
Playism
thing.
presents.
Alright, let's see what it is.
Created and directed by Fikewood.
Playism presents.
Who the heck are
Directed by
Playism?
Fikewood.
Fikewood? Okay, who the hell is Fikewood?
I was gonna ask you that. Wait, why does this remind me of Metal Gear?
Don't you just understand this is the Metal Gear spiritual successor? It's a first person.
It looks like a first-person stealth/action sort of game.
It's too extreme for me, Metal Gear.
Oh, Dwibs, Metal Gear can get incredibly extreme.
What about European extreme?
Well, this is more. No, this sounds like this is just a new IP. So.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Fair enough.
Looks pretty good. Hey, you're right. We started with a samurai game, and we end with another samurai game by the looks of it.
All right, and that
Bright
wraps up our show.
memory.
All that's left for me to say is thank you so much for watching, and thank you to everyone who helped put it all together.
And don't forget to head on over to the Future Game Show page on Steam to add your favorite games from the showcase to your wish list. And be sure to visit GamesRadar.com for all of your next-gen news, guides, and features.
Thank you for watching. I'm David Hayter.
And I
There
am
we go,
Debbie
Debbie
May
May
West.
West.
And this has been the second
Future Game Show.
Yes.
The
Future.
Is that SpongeBob sketch?
Yeah, I was gonna say just
Prank
cut the
time.
commentary there and put the joke there.
Starts.
The only thing I have to say in terms of final thoughts is, yeah, it was about on par, but I still prefer yesterday just because of Ratchet & Clank. That's basically it.
I mean, I did appreciate the new bit of info we got about Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
Yeah, I'll admit.
True, but for all we know, this info was also in the previous stream.
Well, okay. From what I recall, the new info we learned about Crash 4 here, well, it's more like we got new footage, actually, which was definitely not in yesterday's stream. In fact, honestly, We got a lot of
Yeah.
stuff here that wasn't in yesterday's stream, which is why I say it feels like this stream is like the companion piece to the Gamescom event.
Alright.
Shiori, what about you?
Yeah, I would say this was a much better stream than yesterday, just because you had equal parts trailers and gameplay, and just there wasn't really much here that was really interesting to me. I mean, there's plenty of variety here, much like yesterday's stream. Sega's only rep being Puyo Puyo Tetris is nice, but would have liked more in the way of ports, mostly. We're still not getting those, I guess. But no, this was actually just a really good stream overall, besides the technical issue they had, but they seemed to fix it relatively quickly. Yeah, there was, like I said, there was a lot of variety. It was paced very well. It was a fine stream, and that's it.
Alright. Dibs.
Well, it's like I've already gave my thoughts. I appreciate the Crash 4 news, and everything else was just okay.
Okay, Joe Buck was out, I guess.
Yeah, someone who got to see the full show with Shiroy. I got a lot of fun out of the host, David Hayter and Debbie Mae West, especially with that Metal Gear Solid opening, where we literally had Snake calling over to Meryl. As for the games themselves, they pretty much let the games do the talking while also giving us some info here and there. Yeah, this is definitely better than, the Gamescom showcase. The Gamescom showcase was not bad, but this one had a lot much better balance here and there. There's also some pretty good variety here. Pretty much everything was shown that was shown I either liked, loved, and even stuff that I probably won't be getting, like the Sam & Max VR game. I'll say this, it's tied to something that I'm interested in, and it looks like it will be an actual good game. So yeah, pretty much across the board enjoyed this show. So, that was the Future of Games Showcase. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and we'll see you for whatever is next.
Alright then.
See ya.
See ya.